Hello everyone! Everywhere we go right now, the streets are decorated and the children are abuzz with excitement. There is no doubt about it, the Starlight celebration is here. But why do the people of Eorzea celebrate this festival? Well, if you ever ask that question, you are in luck, as this video is part of a series where we explore the origin of the Eorzean festivals. And this time we are looking into Starlight celebration. To find the origin of the celebration, we must head several generations back to the land of Coerthas at the start of the Dragonsong War. Though the Coerthas of the time did not look quite like our modern-day one, it was not the snowy landscape year-round as it's now, but it still could get mighty cold, especially during this coldest time of year. During this time, there were series of battles between the Knights of Isgard and the Dravanian Horde. This left thousands of people homeless and many children orphaned, and many of those were forced to live outside seeking shelter where they could from the biting wind of the Coerthas Highlands. Life out in the cold was harsh and unforgiving, but luckily for some, there were kind souls out there. A handful of the Knights of Isgard would seek out children living out in the cold and offer them a room for the night in their company barracks. Now, this practice was absolutely forbidden, but that did not stop the kind men and women, who many had been orphans themselves and understood the hardship these children were going through. So they would head out to find the children and then hide them under the red jackets of the uniform to smuggle them back into the barracks, where they could spend the night in warmth and safety. Eventually, the fighting subsided. One of the Dragonsong's war of many ceasefires began. And with time, this knightly kindness was forgotten. But not to all. The orphans who once had been brought in by the knights would never forget it. And years later, the selfsame orphans would gather to pay tribute to the knights, so no one would ever forget their kindness. During the coldest weeks of the year, they would dress up in brilliant scarlet uniform, mimicking the ones the knight had worn. Then they would go around and pass out gifts to the children of the realm. And with this, they wanted to pass along the happiness they once received on those cold, starlit nights long, long ago. From these cold nights and gentle nights, a folklore was born, one of the Saint of Nymea. The origin of the saint comes from a snowy-bearded captain of the knights who first sheltered the children. But today's children believe that this is immortal and an unseen figure who delivers their wishes of presents straight to Nymea herself. All you got to do is write a letter, place it in an envelope below a properly decorated pine or fir tree, and the saint will come and whisk them away to bring to the goddess herself. And just like the captain turned into the saint, his knights, with time, would turn into the saint's little helpers. This was a mixture of the original knights themselves and the grown-up orphans who would give gifts. These little helpers are tasked with bringing comfort and joy to children all over the realm. In modern time, the Starlight celebration is most often handled by the Adventuring Guild with the assistance of various organizations, and no one else but Godbert Mendeville himself, who likes to dress up as the saint, though of course in his own fashion, seriously lacking the pants. Adventurers and various people take on the role of little helpers, sometimes taking on different tasks, though most often delivering presents to the children. And all of this is organized by Am Garanji, who can be found in the Gridanian Amphitheater. And there, every year, we can be roped into various events of the festivities, leading to some absolutely wonderful stories and great rewards. Even if the stories can sometimes be kinda strange. But that is the origin of the Starlight celebration, and why we still celebrate it today. It is a time during the coldest time of the year where we bring each other happiness, just like those knights did for those children all those years ago. I hope you found this video informative. If you did learn something new, please make sure to do all the good YouTube stuff. And if your friends are ever curious about how the Starlight celebration started, send them the video. But for now, I hope you have a lovely day and a happy Starlight celebration.